If you're staring at a skyrocketing TCG portfolio and feeling paralyzed by the fear of selling too early, you aren't alone. I'm going to show you exactly how to secure the bag without emptying your vault using a strategy I call the stagger sell method. When prices go vertical, the impulse to liquidate everything battles the fear of missing out on even greater heights. It is the ultimate collector's paradox. We want the profit, but we don't want to lose the treasure. In this wild TCG economy, how you sell is just as critical as what you buy. We first saw the warning signs of this volatility last year within the Pokemon TCG market. Single card buyouts became rampant. A seller would list 10 or more copies of a specific chase card, and aggressive buyers would sweep the volume in seconds. This artificial scarcity produced massive price spikes and value increases in a matter of mere hours. It was a chaotic gold rush mentality that left many sellers wondering if they had sold too cheap, while buyers scrambled to grab whatever was left. Smart sellers have since adapted. If you look at TCG Player or major marketplaces today, you will notice a shift. Rarely do savvy TCG sellers list their entire inventory at once. By holding back stock, sellers have inadvertently staved off some of those artificial spikes. Whether they are intentionally keeping cards off the market to drip feed supply or simply running out of inventory faster, the days of seeing 50 available on a high-end vintage single are fading. We noticed this phenomenon repeat itself just a couple of months ago, but this time, the epicenter was the one-piece TCG. Individual buyers and investment groups targeted specific staples and alt-arts, eating up the supply immediately. However, the resulting price swings were far more violent and rapid than what we typically see in Pokemon. The reason for this increased volatility comes down to one key factor that every investor must respect: supply. Unlike Pokemon, which boasts some of the highest print runs in TCG history to meet global demand, One Piece is still in its infancy, just entering its third year as a legitimate contender. Furthermore, Bandai produces several active card games that all share the same limited printer space. Consequently, the actual supply of One Piece product is significantly lower than titans like Pokemon or Magic: The Gathering. When a buyout happens here, there isn't a warehouse of reprints coming to save the price point. For collectors who entered the Grand Line early or have been accumulating over the last few years, this scarcity presented a golden opportunity to sell at prices far higher than imagined. But high prices often lead to diamond hands paralysis. It becomes harder to sell when you have an emotional attachment combined with high dollar appeal. You start asking yourself, maybe the card will continue to go up. Maybe there really are just a few in quantity out there. Maybe this early set will be a historical asset. As someone who is a massive fan of One Piece with a sizable collection, I faced this exact dilemma. I wanted to capitalize on the boom, but I also wanted to keep my collection intact. I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. The solution I landed on is what I call the stagger sell method. Instead of dumping all 20 copies of a card onto the market at once, I list them in small batches, perhaps 3 at a time. Once those 3 sell, I wait, reassess the market, and list the next batch of 3 at a higher price point. It is simple, yet incredibly effective. I don't regret selling too soon because I still have inventory for the next leg up, and I don't regret listing too high because I've already locked in profits on the earlier batches. This strategy allows me to sell into the rising market, eventually achieving a zero-cost basis while keeping a forever hold portfolio of cards that are now effectively free. This is just a suggestion from us in the wild, ever-changing boom of the One Piece market. Take the wins, but keep the treasure. Subscribe for daily updates on the TCG market, or check out our other videos for help navigating with TC Journal.